States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. For all those people out there, you look up the agenda, you can how to get on the Zoom platform. I'll go through it. Adoption of the agenda.
We're good?
We're good? Hey, look at that. Public comment? Nope. Selectmen announcements. Let's spit that out.
No. I'm just going to remind everybody that political signs need to come down after the election.
Please.
Please, yep.
It? Nothing, Matt? No. All right. Town administrators report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everyone. Speaking about voting, the clerk has mentioned that they've handled over 1,000 absentee ballots, and it's been a very busy time. And 7 o'clock tonight is the final point at which you can get an absentee ballot. So she
A lot
wanted.
of people in the town office.
It was a busy day today, so I just want to get that word out. If anybody's watching, they have about an hour to get in here and request that ballot. Another item I wanted to bring up is the town has a property tax assistance ordinance, and we've had it for quite some time. Annually, people apply for this program, and they are eligible if they have also applied for a Maine property tax fairness credit. So our program goes hand in hand with the state's program. This year, we had 31 applicants. 29 of them were eligible. The total value of assistance would have been $15,066, but we only had $13,012 in the account. And the ordinance says that if we're not fully funded, we prorate the amount that we give out for benefits. So the average benefit to these 29 folks was $449, and that's in addition to what they would have received from the state of Maine as a property.
The number of applicants has been going up in the last 4 years.
It's been going up, and I want to
I don't know
say
what that
that
says, really,
we had
but-
an organization called Cash Maine, which came to this room and did free tax preparation for people who may not typically fill something out because they tend to be low-income earners.
Right.
And I think that boosted the number of applicants. They're coming again in 2026. So we just want to make you aware of the program, and it's an opportunity to let the general public know about the program. We were featured in the Maine Town and City Management magazine that came out by Maine Municipal Association as having a program. Ours is not just for seniors, it's for any age. There's not an age associated with it. And other towns have some other types of programs, and some modeling after us, and some doing things completely differently. So Maine law allows you to have your own property tax assistance program if you have an ordinance and it's been passed by your legislative body. Another item to report to the board, and this one kind of hits close to home. On Monday, our harbor master, Paul Plummer, who's been with us for 8 years, let us know that he has a new job opportunity. And while we're incredibly thrilled for him that he will be going to oversee Portland Harbor, it will be a loss for Harpswell. So we immediately, in the administration area, started looking at what our options could be during this time of transition, and we would like to recommend to the board, that would be myself and the deputy town administrator, that the board appoint our deputy harbor master, Darcy Kucher. She's here tonight. She's been serving as our deputy harbor master since around June of this year. Yeah. She's done an outstanding job. She has worked for the town previously, years ago, in another capacity, doing some studies for the town related to our shellfish program, but she has not done that for a number of years. She also was a volunteer member of the town's fisheries committee, and now as the harbor master and marine resources administrator on an interim basis, she would help that committee as a staff member. So I think she's well-informed, well-equipped, and ready to take this on, and we recommend that it be a 6-month interim appointment.
Well, first of all, I move that we accept Paul's resignation with extreme regret, and that we wholeheartedly appoint Darcy as an interim for 6 months.
I will second that with just as much regret and just as much enthusiasm.
And-
I'm really happy for Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pumped
Yeah.
for Paul. I mean, it's a
Great
wonderful
opportunity.
opportunity
Regret for
for
us.
him, but it's a huge
Yeah.
loss for
Yeah,
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is, but Darcy's more than capable.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yes.
Speaking of the Fisheries Committee, before that, it's called the Agriculture Committee, and all the GIS maps and all the mapping, Darcy did all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was more than.
She was instrumental in creating those maps. They wouldn't have been created without her.
They would, none of us were.
And I would like to add to that
Capable.
recommendation a salary level of 63,000 with the interim position.
I will add that to my motion.
I will second it again, I guess.
All right, all right, in that case, all in favor?
Thank you.
You're in.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I think one other item, before you take up the authorization of the warrant, typically I'm authorized to approve $5,000 or less, but we did have a situation where we needed to order additional firefighter gear, and we were working with a company, Bergeron Protective Clothing, and that's $11,438. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, that it is in the warrant this
So
evening.
you retroactively.
I'm retroactively asking the board to, yes,
Okay.
authorize that.
I think we can
Thank
handle
you.
that.
Yep.
Yep.
And actually, one other item, too. We know a lot of people are hurting right now in terms of, food security issues or insecurity issues, heating assistance. And so I just want to reiterate that we have our own heating assistance program in Harpswell. They can call the town office, and we'll connect them to the person who's taking those applications.
Maybe it's time to change the banner on the.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
we could do that,
Yeah.
too. We started a new program just a couple weeks ago. The Midcoast Wood Bank is now keeping emergency wood here at the town office, including kindling.
Right
So
up
people
front.
can come, no questions asked, take what you need on an emergency basis, but also there's information about how you can apply for more assistance, for more wood if you need it. In addition, we have the Midcoast Food Pantry here, Hunger Prevention Pantry. It's available Monday through Friday. It's well-stocked. We're seeing an uptick. We have staff members who are also donating food to Midcoast Food Pantry. We have a member of the board who's involved in an effort to get seafood to people. So contact the town office if you know of anybody who needs food, heating assistance, or any other assistance, and we will try to connect them to the appropriate resources. So I just want to, get that out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
good idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just add, if you're in need of a meal and you're in a pinch, just reach out to Tina, our assistant there at the front desk, and she'll get you in touch with me, and I'm working with a bunch of fishermen there. We'll provide you with a couple of lobsters or a couple of crabs so you have something to eat in a tough time. No questions asked.
Well said.
What, ready for the consent agenda?
Yep.
I move the consent agenda, which is the approval of the minutes, the committee appointment, and authorization of the warrants.
And I second the consent
No
agenda.
discussion, all in favor? All right. Well, this is exciting. Wharf applications.
That first one's a little fishy.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know if we should approve that one.
Tim Clark with Codes. We have 3 floors. I think we should do that. I don't know, on your agenda, is the town one the first one? I
Yeah.
assume so,
It is.
since you
Yeah.
said
Yep.
that.
Yeah, we hate that. Let's get that one out of the
Yeah,
way.
I think we should get that one out of the way for sure.
Tough client to deal with.
Yeah. We've had 2 site visits there. All of them went very well. Well attended by the abutters with no real main objections also. The only comments that I had that you saw there is that I'd just be concerned that if there was an emergency, that if the ramp area was blocked by parking. So I was wondering if we could put either pipe bollards there. I had that discussion with Tim Forrester beforehand, and we talked about just some boulders. I don't think a sign is enough.
Oh.
I just
Why
make
not?
it basically impossible to park there so that nobody can, if we have an emergency, we can always get to the ramp and get to the float.
That's a good idea. Signs usually means that's for other people, not for me.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's what I would be afraid of.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. We talked about, I also had made some comments about just the safety and spacings on the pier part, but Tim and I think we have a solution for that, the way that they're building it, so I think that we're fine there. But that was the main thing. I didn't want it to be jammed up with parking.
Yep.
I know parking's an issue down there, but
Yeah.
I don't think it should be closed, and we should do everything that we can to make sure that it's always accessible.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think we should approve this if we know what's good for us.
I'm shocked that the butters aren't here.
I know.
I kind of am too.
Yeah, the people from Potts Point there,
They're
when I was,
probably
they were,
watching.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
here for every time this came up.
I'm sure the Danas are out there somewhere.
Yes.
They did have one question about the chains on the front. Kelly did address that with a memo, that they're going to be very heavy and swing down, so
Sag
it
down,
should not be
yeah.
a problem with navigation. So
Oh, yeah.
that was the only issue that was brought up, and I think it was addressed.
Yep, good question, actually.
Yep.
All right, then I'll do the motion. I move to approve the application as the harbor master indicates there's no hazard to navigation, no injury to the rights of others in relation to fishing, fouling, or navigating.
I'll second it.
All in favor? There we go. Don't go anywhere.
The other two, I think if the chairman would approve, we could do together.
Yep.
40 Anchors Way and 47 Schooner Landing. No one there to object at the site visits. We did have the neighbor at Schooner Landing came over and talked to us and was very supportive of everything. Anchors Way was, nobody came. It was, and it's very straightforward.
Well, I had one question on that one.
Sure.
It seems like an awful lot of flats up in there.
On the Schooner line,
No, on the Anchors Way.
It's all flat.
It's all flats, and in fact, it's
Yeah.
sitting on the mud at low tide.
Yeah.
Are those productive flats?
No,
Not-
they're not.
I guess-
No.
Laurel Cove, right?
Okay,
It's, matter of fact, dead.
yeah, okay.
the owner said that, but I guess, true, I need
Yeah,
other
I-
input.
Yeah,
I grew up right there.
Okay.
It's been dead
not
for a long
nice.
time.
Okay.
Okay, that was my only question, then.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm good
Alright.
with both of these.
All right.
You do the next one, I'll do the same motion for both.
Yeah, do both, the Anchors Way and the Schooner Landing.
Yep.
We had just one butter show up and had no objections, and I didn't see any problems with clamming or eelgrass. There was some eelgrass, but it's way far out,
All right, okay.
away from the floats.
Yep.
No, I'm good with both of them.
Yep, fine. At this point, I make a motion on the two of those. I move to approve the application as the harbor master indicates there's no hazard to navigation, no injury to the rights of others in relation to fishing, fouling, or navigating.
Thank you.
And I'll second both of those.
All in favor? Thanks for coming, Tim.
Yeah, nice to see you again. The Bruins got to pick up the pace here.
I got friends down the game tonight.
Hopefully they keep the streak going.
All right, and along with that thought. Potts Point dock contract?
So this is really a follow-up now to the fact that the town's wharf application's been approved by the board. You were the final step in this process. The town has gone out to bid for this new wharf and the floats. Custom Float Services out of South Portland. While they weren't the low bidder, the town selected them based on their very complete understanding of our project and detailed proposal and response. There's only been a slight adjustment to their initial response, and that is the granite, there are a couple granite blocks that the town actually already owns, and instead of those being provided by Custom Float,
Oh, the
it now
5,000
says-
pound blocks they talked about.
Pardon?
The 5,000 pound blocks.
Yes,
they don't- yeah.
those will be provided by the town of Harpswell. In addition, when we put our RFP out, we neglected to say that payment and performance bonds would be required. So we have added that requirement to our agreement, and you see that figure is incorporated now into their
Yep.
proposal. So the total cost is $201,622.50. The completion date is expected to be May 31st, 2026. They have made a point of saying that they really try to give high priority to municipal projects. So this has been a long time coming. It was
Yeah,
the
it is,
January
yeah.
2024 storms that took
Yeah.
that out, and I know all the people who use that piece of public infrastructure are really looking forward to having that replaced and ready for use next season. And I do want to thank Tim Forrester. The town hired him to help us get permits to design the replacement. We're actually using some of the, help me out, what's the cribs that did not go down in the storm.
Right.
So, I think this has just taken time to work through the process. It went to the planning board last week, I believe, and it's in front of you tonight, and we're ready to have you approve it and move forward.
Well, I move that we do enter into the contract with Custom Float Services for the amount of $201,622.50. You hear that, Mike Dana?
I second it.
And do you want to
Quickly.
authorize the chair to sign all of the agreement documents?
Sure, I'll put that.
Yeah, I'll add that
in
to my
motion.
second.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See no discussion, all in favor?
Great, thank you. Thank you.
Casco Bay Estuary Partnership Grant Pre-Proposal Letter of Intent to Apply. Yeah. Your first gig.
I know, right? Darcy Kuchar, soon to be interim harbor master.
No, you are now. We just
Oh,
did
it's
it.
official
Yeah,
now?
you're
Okay.
official now.
It's effective on the 9th.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or the
sorry.
8th,
I
I'm
jumped the
sorry,
gun.
on
I
the 8th.
tried.
It's okay.
On the 8th.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Get used to it.
So what you guys have before you is a little synopsis of a pre-application letter where you are planning to submit after talking to both the Fisheries Committee and the Marine Resources Committee. It's a somewhat small grant, up to $25,000, specifically for communities that want to enhance either monitoring or environmental type projects. And our need that was expressed through the committees was a way to do some monitoring of the potential impacts of heavy amounts of migratory birds sitting on surface gear for aquaculture. It's kind of something that hasn't really been studied. There's no real plan to study it in any of the other agencies that deal with this. So we're taking a very modest approach to it to just kind of do a pilot study to see if there's an impact. So that will involve purchasing the equipment that's required to do Call Alert 18 coliform testing. We would actually house that here at the town. Staff would be involved with collecting samples. The sample locations were chosen by David Wilson and the Marine Resources Committee as sites that they have a particular interest in. And the pre-proposal letter of intent is due by 5 p.m. tomorrow. So just need you guys to give me the go-ahead for that.
Well, I think this is a great idea, and it's about time somebody did it, and I move that we do go ahead with it.
I can't second it quick enough because I have been pushing for this as well for a long time.
All right. No discussion, all in favor?
All righty, there you
Just
go.
like that.
Great.
All right. Solid Waste Disposal 1-year contract extension.
So this comes to you from the Recycling Center and Transfer Station Manager, Chuck Perot. He couldn't be here tonight, but essentially, he has indicated that we would stay with the same contractor that we currently have. We entered into a 3-year agreement previously with Pine Tree Waste. It's a subsidiary of Casella Waste Systems, and they're located out of Scarborough, Maine, but they have a site in West Bath where most of our material goes, and then it leaves West Bath for other locations.
There's a story on it in this month's Anchor.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that on the front page. So he has suggested that they are increasing prices by 5% for this next 1-year period. This is a 1-year extension for 2026. So municipal solid waste would be at $142 per ton. Construction and demolition debris, $142 per ton. Then the recycling is based on a couple of figures. I don't know if you had a chance to review the details, but there's a calculation that's done. The average commodity revenue is something that Casella calculates, and they basically set a threshold figure that they won't go above. So the threshold figure of $161.30 is not changing in the 2026 year. There's a slight increase, a 5% increase in the transportation and handling fee, which is now $36.07. And all of the haul costs, so every time a load goes out, either MSW, construction or demo debris, or recycling, the cost per haul is $325.50, and that went up 5%. So that's what you're looking at for a one-year extension. I think Chuck did his homework, and there aren't necessarily a lot of options for us, but,
Right.
Or none.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Can I ask just a clarifying question? I noticed that there's some stuff in red that was crossed out that it looks like it used to go to a perk facility in Penobscot County. Is that where the stuff used to go, and now, as of this year, it's going to West Bath, or was
But
that?
then it uses language in the end site disposal
Yeah.
facility. So I noticed in the anchor, the recyclables are going to Auburn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I wish I could answer that more definitively about where the other
It goes away.
debris is going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I go to West Bath all the time. It
Well,
goes.
the only reason I asked if it was going to Penobscot County before, and now it's going to West Bath, that's a shorter distance, so why the 5%
Well,
cost?
it always went to West Bath before, and
Oh,
then
okay.
it went to Penobscot.
all right.
But now
Yep.
it's going to West Bath, and I think they're just saying end site disposal facility because they must have contracts
Yeah,
at
all right.
different locations and things are
I'm
changing.
following now.
Yeah.
Some of it's landfill, some of it's recycling.
Right,
recycled,
So
right.
it goes to West Bath and then
They separate it accordingly. All right,
Yeah.
yeah. I was just wondering.
Sort of,
No, good question.
Yeah.
right, in the general way.
in a general way.
So we're asking for you to approve a one-year extension with Pine Tree Waste.
Well, I so move.
I so second.
No discussion, all in favor?
Thank you.
All right. 2026 budget or guidance.
So we're getting ready to start the 2026 budget process, and that involves a meeting with the Budget Advisory Committee. They're starting, their first meeting will be on November 17th at 3. And so before we put together that comprehensive budget for their review, we do ask the Select Board to see if you have some guidance on any particular issues or matters. We are having a wage and salary analysis done. That, we won't have the results until toward the end of January, so that's not incorporated or will not be incorporated in the proposal that the Budget Committee gets on the 17th. But what we have typically done is ask the board to consider a COLA, and you often will go with the Social Security COLA, which has now been established for 2026, which is 2.8. So we would ask if you would like us to apply that across the board, knowing that we will likely come back to wage and salary issues, which are handled at the Select Board level. They're not handled by the Budget Committee
Yep.
at all. They don't get involved in individual salaries.
Will that study be done so we'll have the results and be able to maybe adjust
The
wages?
Select Board will, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
going into next fiscal year, we'll,
Yeah.
if we need to adjust, we'll have
Yes,
the information.
Yes, you
Okay.
will. The expectation is that you would have it in the 2026 budget.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep,
I mean, you may have to phase in some of these things. I think
Yeah.
we don't know yet, but yeah, that you would.
I
make-
just was making sure that the timeline worked
yeah.
and stuff. Yep,
Yeah.
that's fine.
yep. We had a first meeting of the working group for the recycling station up here, and I think that group's gonna kind of work as fast as possible.
Good.
It seems to be a pretty good pile of people.
Yeah, that's
We
great.
seem to be in agreement on a bunch of things, so.
Yeah, yeah, good.
We're meeting again next week.
Okay, yeah. I think, just, this is again off the top of my head, we've had a lot of big projects. We've
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a vote on the central station, we've had a vote on the boat launch at Mitchell Field, we've had a vote on the demolition of the administration building. You know, we're finishing up Peabody Road, which is over a $600,000 project. We're not, at this point, looking at a road project for 2026. We're looking to set money aside for something in 2027, but not necessarily a road project in 2026.
Speaking of Peabody Road, are they going to build the shoulders up the ditch? I mean, the tires, the pavement is there, and then there's like a 2-inch drop.
I think they're going to do a little bit of that after
okay.
this final coat of
Because you just-
pavement.
You end
so-
up breaking down the sides of the road if you don't.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
What do they do in the final coat?
Tomorrow.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that'll
the
be
afternoon.
a great day for them to pave.
Yeah, yeah.
I heard they mobilized equipment today, and they're expecting to start like tomorrow late morning, after this rain has supposedly stopped,
Okay.
so.
That's, all right.
But, you know, I don't know if you're seeing a big project on the horizon. You know, we have all these resiliency
We have a lot of big
projects.
projects.
We
Yeah.
do, but I guess, you know, we don't really see one in 2026 necessarily. That-
Or 7, other than ones we're,
Right.
So I think, you know, we'll be planning for future capital projects, but
Okay.
I don't know that we'll be undertaking a significant capital project in 2026. We finished the HVAC system. We completed or are in the midst of some of these big projects that we've been planning for a number of years, so.
What do we have left to do under GIS? I mean, we've got a lot of that.
So GIS, I think we really are going to look at maybe having more internal GIS capacity.
Okay.
You know, we think we may have some staff that can take that on and that we wouldn't contract out those services
So the
necessarily.
map printer doesn't work anymore?
Yeah, but you know, everything's on the computer now.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
if you need to print a map, you might go to Staples and print
Yeah.
one map or something,
Yeah.
but so much of it is visual on the computer online.
and yet again, our aforementioned new harbor master is well-versed in GIS mapping.
Oh, good.
So we have some in-house talent.
And I believe Amelia there
Oh, yeah.
is, has some GIS
talented,
knowledge as well. And I
yeah.
believe our
Yeah.
new harbor master and Amelia were actually gonna
Yeah.
start getting some of that
I
going.
think so.
Amelia's just not good with TV sets either. She's good with GIS stuff.
Yeah.
I also had a question on the giant stairs. There's, you know, there's.
Oh, that is a big project that's out there, but yeah, I'm glad you
But-
mentioned that one.
Have we resolved the ownership down on the end of,
Well,
Ocean-
we
Ocean
don't
Street.
claim ownership, and we cannot use any FEMA money on a portion
right,
that
right,
we
right, that
don't
we don't
own.
own, right.
But our engineering firm is working on the plans for that project, and I'm glad you mentioned that one. That one is slated to occur. We've
So
got to
the-
put it out to bid.
So the person we think owns it says, no, you own it, and we're like, no, you own it, nobody
Well,
wants it.
That person is paying taxes on it.
So I guess they own it
So-
if they pay taxes on it. Okay.
But we're going to have to devise our solution
Yeah.
on public property only that we clearly owned as of the date of
Yes,
that
okay.
disaster. But I will say, in the future, it doesn't mean we can't work something out.
And the only other thing at LD1, even though that's no longer state law, I personally would like to see that we
I
follow
think
Yeah.
they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
We were under by
Yeah.
quite a bit, if I remember
Yep.
correctly.
Yep, I'd like to continue doing that,
Yeah.
even though we don't have to.
Right.
Yep.
We
I
thought
didn't
you
know they did
probably
away with it.
would.
Matt told me last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why property taxes went up. They
Yeah,
created a
right.
commission to study it. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
But, you know, we do get operational increases, so I don't want people to
Right.
think our
Yeah.
budget's not going up.
Right.
Because we want to pay our people competitively. We want
Prices
know,
and everything's going
to
up.
make sure
yeah.
we
But the break
provide
we're
the
on-
services that people expect.
Right, we try to keep it to go up as little as possible.
But, you know, we have contracts for a paramedic service, and we have not received the update yet, but that's likely to go up. We've got contracts with Cumberland County for law enforcement and marine resources oversight, and those are going up.
And we have
you
a
know.
mill rate of $6.66.
So
And we have a reevaluation.
health insurance
that's
is
about to
going
be
up
completed.
9%. Health insurance is going up 9%. We just got that information.
I'm betting
past
next
week.
year
Oh.
the mill
So-
rate goes down.
So I don't want to lull
after this.
people into, you know.
I do have just one question about something on here. Under special projects, evaluate building envelope efficiency priorities.
Oh.
What is that? I'm sorry.
Well, Tim,
Are
do
you
you mind
windows
speaking
leaking?
to it? So this has been,
You can say it in layman's terms, sir. I just don't know what
Okay,
it is. I'm
so-
curious.
we've looked at maybe replacing some windows, getting more
Oh, okay.
airtight windows. Our door, back door, what are some of the other things?
Around the
I-
foundation, yeah, there was.
Just getting rid of the drafty spots is what
Yeah,
you're doing. then,
exactly.
basically. All right, that
We have
makes
found
sense.
places that there's not any insulation, none of those windows that have the bump outs on the
Yep.
bottom. So, and the windows need storms, whether they're in or out, we need to evaluate that. The back door to the boiler is bad, the back door to the offices are bad, things like that.
Alright.
It's just tidy up little things
Yeah.
Yeah.
that were put off to the side after we
Right.
concentrated on the HVAC system.
I just didn't understand what it was, and I was just curious. That was all.
And this place up a
I
little
wonder if we
bit.
should have a cricket over this boiler room door. There was a spell last winter. Yeah. The ice had built up, you could, it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
solid ice.
So we had some figures put together maybe a couple years ago, and we need to look at our estimates and see if those need to be adjusted, and then we need to talk about whether or not you want to use resiliency and sustainability money. That was always seen as a possibility, or if we need to appropriate new money for that project, so.
So if the reconstruction of the back walkway is the biggest road project we've got this year, that won't be too
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, we wanted to do that this year, but then our septic system blew out, so
Yeah,
that's
right.
what happened there.
Yeah.
But you always have to be
Yeah.
prepared to adjust if need be.
This is more of a safety item now at this point.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad out
Yeah,
there.
Al
and-
fell out there one night
Yeah.
after a meeting.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is where we're at, but, you know, once we start really drilling into the numbers and, you know, pulling all the pieces together, we don't really have a final figure for you at the moment.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have some things that you want to make sure we include that we're not thinking about, or, you know, something big, something small, I don't know what it might be, but,
Yeah, it's okay putting the reins on things.
Yep,
Okay.
slow down a
Yeah.
little bit.
yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. There's a lot of things on the plate right now.
Okay. Very good,
All right.
thank you.
Any public comment? Nope. Other business?
It's a vast public.
Anything else? Anything, Christie, that,
No, just that, we're trying to set up a photo op for Tuesday.
I'll be there.
Oh, good,
Sorry,
okay.
I did check. Looks like crap that day.
So
I'll
I'll
be there at
reach out to the
11:45.
anchor
Yep.
and see if they want to come and take a picture at the boat launch, the
I
causeway.
don't know if you. I'm not very photogenic, but I'll show up. I'll
Okay,
wear a hat.
wear a hat. Yeah. And my eyes are usually closed, so there you go.
great.
My
All right.
tongue sticks out and,
If we have nothing else, then we're adjourned.
Great, thank you.